Hey, I'm Nick Hawks with Gristle King and wanted to walk you through what is about to happen with the Solana transition, what you can expect, challenges, opportunities, all of that stuff. So let's start off with the reason we're transitioning over to Solana. The very short version is that I don't think anyone at Helium thought that Helium was going to get as big as it did, as fast as it did. When they were building the initial project, there wasn't a blockchain that could do what they did, so they built their own. But it got pretty much out of hand, and so they went around looking for a blockchain that could handle the amount of transactions that Helium's going to do, the ability to do multiple different networks, whether it's IoT, mobile, the next one, Wi-Fi, CDN, VPN, whatever it is. And they settled on Solana for a variety of reasons. They've said very publicly, hey, we could have done anything. We chose Solana. We're going forward with it. So I think that's kind of the background behind it. We are moving to Solana, and as of today, which is March 26th, we will be moving on, April 18th. Okay, so what happens on April 18th? Basically, you go to bed on the 17th, you wake up on the 18th. Everything should be pretty much the same to you, except it'll work better. Behind the scenes, let's talk a little bit about what you can expect, what the challenges and opportunities are. And most importantly, how you should prepare. So the first thing you should do to prepare is go ahead and take a look at your app right now. If you are on the old Helium blue logo app, go ahead and switch over to the black logo app. And the way to do that is to get your 12 or 24 words, whatever you are using on the blue app. Write those down in a safe place, whether you hammer them into metal, whether you write them down using a typewriter, pen and pencil, whatever it is. Probably pen and pencil. Make sure it's in a safe place. Make sure you have those 12 and 24 words. What I would do is I would check it twice, and then you're going to add the Helium Black app to your phone, and you'll log into the Helium Black app with your 12 or 24 words, whatever it is, and you'll be pretty prepared for the transition to Solana. There's really not much more to it than that. If you want to do something with a Phantom wallet, if you want to use a private key, if you want to do CLI fancy stuff, you probably don't need to be watching this video. You're way more advanced than I need to be, or anyone needs to be, to participate in Helium. So the big thing is write down your 12 or 24 words, whatever you're using, and transition over to the Black app. Everything else will be done for you by the Helium team. And that is part of the challenge of what's going on behind the scenes. They are moving a giant chain that is super complex with a ton of transactions that a lot of people rely on to another spot in the interwebs. And that's a big complex thing that is pretty likely to have at least a few wrinkles, if not downright turbulence to it. So just expect as we go forward and as we make that transition on the 18th, I would set a kind of baseline expectation, like 48 hours, going to be pretty crazy through the 20th. I wouldn't expect to do anything with Helium during that time. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. And you wake up on the 18th and everything's working, but probably not. Out to, and we've seen this happen before as we made big changes in this network, it could go for a week or two. We have turbulence, might get rolled back. That's very unusual, but possible. Could take a month for everything to kind of settle out. Now, I don't think that will happen, but I don't think it's going to happen perfectly smooth the first time. It's just such a big, complex thing. So setting the expectation, if you see the Twitterverse blow up, if you see your buddies on Reddit who don't know a fucking thing about Helium screaming at you that Helium is dead, just relax. That means everything is probably totally fine. The devs are sweat and blood working on it, and it'll be fixed for you in 2 shakes, maybe 3 of lamb's tails. One of the questions that we all get, or we all have, is, hey, what happens if Solana goes down? Does that affect Helium? Yep, it'll stop your payments while Solana is down. Once Solana comes back up, your token payments will start back up. But as far as the working of the blockchain, the working of the Helium network, it'll still work. The oracles will still be running. They just won't be reporting to Solana while it's early. We'll be reporting to Solana, but Solana won't be hearing it while they're down. So no huge deal. Let me see what else I've got in my notes here. Let's see. We talked about dealing with FUD. One of my followers, or one of the folks out there, I don't want to say it's my follower because you guys follow whoever you want, did a survey on whether people were builders or bitchers. And surprisingly to me, 47% of people are bitchers. So I am expecting, as we go through this transition, that there's going to be a lot of people bitching. But luckily, 53% are builders. There's going to be more people building than bitching, and so the whole thing is going to go off and actually move forward. So just decide who you want to listen to, builders or bitchers. What happens after the Solana transition goes through, and we're kind of through all the turbulence, through the craziness, what's next? Well, the first thing you'll notice is that your hotspot will start to beacon every 6 hours. Personally, I don't give a fuck about that, but I know a lot of people watch their hotspots. They want to know that things online, alive all the time. They're checking it constantly. They want that 0.0004 of HNT every 30 seconds or whatever it is they're getting. So cool. Every 6 hours, you'll be able to check and see if the hotspot is running. The second thing you'll see is a lot of new tools from third party. Hotspotty is one of them. You know Hotspotty if you've been in the Helium ecosystem any amount of time. They are building a ton of really cool stuff that you can use on Helium that you'll see once we make the transition over to Solana, and they are an integral part of actually moving over to Solana. You'll see a new Explorer, will have a new look. It'll look a little bit cooler. I think you decide when you see it, but it'll be pretty much the same information, maybe a little bit easier to find some stuff. Maybe we won't have as many journalists calling Helium Wi-Fi, but who knows? They don't seem to do any research anyway, so probably they won't even fucking look at the Explorer. We'll see more flexibility with LoRaWAN options. So you'll be able to use ChirpStack. You'll be able to use whatever LNS that you want to use. Right now, we're all using Console, which has been super cool to see it so far, but Console is eventually going to get phased out, and we'll be on to new things. I'll be probably cruising through and checking out ChirpStack in the next couple weeks, but whatever it is, you'll just have more options. So you won't be locked into the one that we have now. And then finally, and again, look, I'm really excited about this whole Helium thing. I'm really excited about the move to Solana. I think it's a really good thing. I don't care if it's on Solana or whatever, pick your favorite L1 as long as it's on something that works. And I think they all will do pretty much the same job of doing that, despite all the Solana haters out there. I think Solana is another place where it's like a 53-47 kind of thing of people kicking ass and taking names versus people just bitching about it. But the last thing that I wanted to get to is that you're going to see basically like a cleaner and more direct integration between the whole DeFi world and the entire Solana ecosystem. So we're going to see more NFTs, more art stuff, more different DeFi, more like layering, liquidity, fancy trading pools. Personally, I'm going to stay the fuck away from that stuff because I don't understand it. And I'm going to be deploying Helium hotspots to provide coverage for Helium sensors, which will be helping people understand the world and making better, more informed decisions on their world based on that data flow from the sensors. But there are many more people than me in the world, and lots of people care about DeFi. Lots of people care about liquidity and trading pools and all that crazy stuff. So that is one of the cool things we'll have on Solana, is that all of that will be much more easily available. We'll see the whole smart contracts thing come into existence. I think that'll be pretty cool. Way smarter people than I am will figure out how to make the whole Helium interaction a little bit easier, especially between different parties. If you've got a lot of hotspots out there and you want a one-click way to pay everyone, or even an automated way to pay everyone every month as they go up, no matter how much that is, I think we're going to see that happen. So pretty cool stuff happening in the in this transition over to Solana. And really the takeaway is relax. All right, chill out. There are a ton of really talented, really smart, really driven people working on this thing. It's a big, complex thing. Expect there's going to be a couple hiccups, but long term, we get through April into May, I'm expecting to see Helium kind of start to explode and do the thing that the founders originally intended to do when we kicked off this whole kind of LoRaWAN and really Helium experiment. So that's what's going on with the migration to Solana. I'll check my notes. I don't think there's anything else that I had there. What's happening, how to prepare, write down your 12 or 24 words, move from the blue to the black app. Those are the only things you need to do. We talked about what to expect, anywhere from total magic and you wake up and it works to 48 hours of hiccups to maybe a couple weeks of them sorting it out, rolling it back, rolling it forward. I know they don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's super likely, but I also want you to be prepared and not worry if it does happen, right? It's just a sign that we didn't find a problem, and it is super likely that the Helium team is going to fix that problem in a much shorter time frame than I think, but I'd rather have you prepare for the worst. We talked about builders versus bitchers. You're going to see a lot of FUD out there. You're seeing a lot of shit from the bitchers. Yeah, fuck them. Go ahead and build stuff. That's always the key. And then we talked about what's next, hotspot beaconing, the inclusion of bigger DeFi tools, smart contracts, cooler tools on Helium, all of that different stuff. So that's the wrap up on what's going to happen with the Solana transition. As long as you do the blue to black and write down your 12, 24 words, you don't have to do anything else. That's all I got for today. Rock and roll. Have a ripping month. I'm out.